They spent a lot of money on Harris as well.
They spent $1.5 billion just
combined
over the course of a couple of months.
You got it. All right, let me talk about it. So I'm not here just to say it's a Republican. That's my point here.
Right.
So Bernie Sanders, old windbag socialist Bernie Sanders, who is a millionaire, who used to go after millionaires before he was a millionaire. Now he goes after billionaires. He's largely irrelevant other than he still has some cachet with the party. But he is responsible for so much of the destruction and that he taught so many young people to think that envy is good and all these things. He's just he's really a terrible, terrible human being. He went on Joe Rogan's show, and he's very upset about the amount of money that Elon Musk gave Donald Trump, although Rogan did quite a good job here.
What it says is, you're a billionaire. You have now the constitutional right, because your money is your freedom of expression, right? So you don't like Bernie Sanders? You can put millions or hundreds of millions of dollars into a campaign and express your view about how terrible Bernie Sanders is,
right.
And you can buy that election, right? That's
right.
your constitutional right. I think that's probably the worst decision that the Supreme Court has ever made. So what is the result of that decision? The result of that decision, let's take us to where we are today, is that Elon Musk, and I know Elon was on your show, and he's here in Austin, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. And we could talk about Elon, but he spent $270 million to elect Trump as president. Okay. I think that's absurd that any one person.
What's the most someone donated towards the Harris campaign?
They spent a lot of money on Harris as well.
They spent $1.5 billion just
combined.
over the course of a couple of months.
You got it. All right, let me talk about it. So I'm not here just to say it's a Republican. That's my point here.
Right.
Okay.
Except my point here actually was that I was going to just talk about that. And Joe, why did you blah, 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 blah. You know, $1.5 billion. You didn't care about that, and you would gladly have her as president right now, even though we know they were literally paying, what was it? They gave they literally gave Oprah's production company, I think, $1 million for a 1 hour interview. They paid Beyonce for endorsements, like all of those things. Look, you can always have some discussion about money in politics, but what Bernie doesn't like is that people are allowed, really, I mean, he says it, to express their views. Now, can you express views through money? Is money the thing that kind of moves through the system to allow people to do things? Bill Gates donated $50 million to Kamala. Right? And he also made an awful lot of money helping people get a non-vaccine that has injured people into their arms. So good work by Rogan exposing that nonsense. And I just love everything about Bernie. It's just, you're just at the end of the thing, the ridiculous hair, the body language, like all of it. And Bernie, put up one of these El Salvadorian illegals that you love so much in one of your homes. You're not in all three homes at all time. Come on, Bernie. Put up a Hamas-supporting El Salvadorian rapist fentanyl dealer. Please, you tolerant guy. Free speech is under attack, but Rumble refuses to back down. We've always believed in empowering voices no matter how unpopular, and now we're taking that fight to the next level. When major advertisers conspired to pull their dollars, even brands like Dunkin' Donuts turned their backs. But we're not here to fit a mold, we're here to defend free expression. To strengthen this mission, we're excited to offer Rumble Premium, a completely ad-free experience with exclusive benefits for viewers and creators. You'll find exclusive content from creators like Russell Brand, Dr. Disrespect, Timcast, and the Mug Club with Crowder. It's more than a subscription, it's a stand for free speech. Your voice matters. Join Rumble Premium. For a limited time, you can get $10 off the annual plan using promo code Rubin. Visit rumble.com/premium/Rubin and claim your discount today. Whether you join Rumble Premium or simply keep watching, your support helps keep free speech alive. Here's Rogan fact-checking Bernie on something else. Take a look.
But what about the other the other lawsuit with the conversation that they had with Kamala Harris, where they edited the answers that she had to make it look more precise?
60 Minutes, they were suing 60 Minutes.
Yes.
Is, to my mind, historically, even around for a very long time, you know, they're not infallible. But I think you look at most objective people will say 60 Minutes has a sterling reputation for investigative journalism. Are they wrong?
But that's not investigative journalism if you change someone's answers. If you ask her a question and she comes with a rambling answer that doesn't make sense, and you edit that out and insert another answer to a different question that seems more cogent.
Joe, then you're walking down, you're walking down a dangerous path. Suing media has the impact of intimidating media. All right, if somebody sues you, all right, let me finish. All right,
Okay.
somebody sues you. You know, why not you? You could,
Right.
you could be sued tomorrow, right? Because you are doing this. You're too sympathetic to this.
Right.
And Joe, you did that, and they have a big law firm behind you. And you're going to have to spend zillions of dollars defending yourself. You know what? Next time you do an interview, you say, maybe I'm not going to go in that area.
No,
Right?
but it's not that. It's editing things to make deceptive editing.
Joe,
So in deceptive editing,
I don't
you
know
give
enough-
people a different perception of who this
Yeah, I
candidate
understand
is
that.
than reality.
All right, but you
that's
gotta
not
explain-
But that's not objective journalism.
I know, but-
that's campaigning for that
All
person.
right, but
Would you agree with that?
I don't have those details. I don't know that I agree with your analysis of it. I don't know enough.
I
but,
think that's universally accepted that
well,
that's what they did.
Then you got to tell me why he is suing ABC. Why he's suing
well,
Meta.
let's just talk about the 60 Minutes
No,
one
but
first.
no, but it's not just
we could go to ABC, but I'm not aware of that
Well,
one
there's
either.
George Stephanopoulos said something that he didn't like. But the point is,
What did Stephanopoulos say?
I can't remember. It was I honestly don't remember. But
Well, I think what he was saying was factually incorrect about the results of one of Trump's trials.
all right, guess what? If I were to sue everybody who said things that were factually incorrect about me, I'd be suing people zillions of times.
My concern is when you have media organizations that are purported to be objective and then they say things that are defamatory and factually incorrect, and they should know that before they say it. What other course does a person have other than a lawsuit? And isn't it important that you shine the light on what is a political bias
Then the way we are-
from
right.
an organization that you would hope would be objective?
Well, maybe they should be intimidated. I don't love the idea of the administration going after the media, but notice what his default position is. His default position is to defend the liars. You know that 60 Minutes interview that Kamala did where it was so horrible, and then as horrible as it was on first air, it turned out that they had selectively edited and moved an answer into a question and all of these things. It's like, how about Bernie? It doesn't matter if they have a long years and years of credibility. They blew it up in one instance. And why? I mean, it's the same thing that we started the show on, right? Why would I trust CNN at this point?